The Federal Capital Territory, situated at the center of the nation and sharing boundaries with Niger, Kaduna, Kogi, and Nasarawa states, functions as the nation's political and diplomatic center. This strategic status draws in mixture of persons with diverse motives and mindsets, from law-abiding citizens to those driven by criminal motives, seeking to exploit its economic, political, and social significance. Since my assumption of duty as the Commissioner of Police FCT Command in October 2025, the command has undertaken comprehensive review of the prevailing security situation across the 6 area councils of FCT. This assessment identified key issues common to every growing society, including kidnapping, armed robbery, one chance robbery, car theft, drug-related offenses, and other minor crimes. In line with the directives of the Inspector General of Police, IGP Olukayode Adeolu Egbetokun, PhD, MPN, we adopted focused, intelligence-driven operational approach, anchored on crime analysis, hotspot mapping, collaboration with sister agencies, and continuous operational evaluation to guide deployments and tactical responses. These strategies employed during the time under review were built around strengthened community policing engagements, sustained intelligence-led policing, targeted clearance operations, enhanced visibility policing, public enlightenment, and strategic communication. Achievements between October and December 2025 include, during the time under review, FCT Police Command recorded notable operational successes across multiple crime fronts, particularly in anti-kidnapping operations, armed robbery suppression, arrest of violent offenders, rescue of victims, and recovery of arms, ammunition, vehicles, cash, and other criminal exhibits. A total of 300 cases were recorded within the period under review, leading to the arrest of 160 suspects across various categories of crime. Arrests. Within the period under review, kidnapping incidents recorded stood at 7 cases, with 41 suspects arrested. Several kidnapping gangs operating within and around FCT were disrupted through intelligence-led operations, forest combing exercises, and joint operations with sister security agencies. Armed robbery cases recorded during the time under review stood at 62, resulting in the arrest of 38 suspects. These operations led to the dismantling of several armed robbery syndicates and recovery of firearms and live ammunition. Cases of one chance robbery recorded during the period stood at 26, resulting in the arrest of 38 suspects. These operations led to the dismantling of several armed robbery syndicates and recovery of firearms and ammunition. Car theft and vehicle snatching cases recorded during the time under review stood at 35, with 11 suspects arrested and 20 stolen vehicles comprising those gotten through armed robberies and those removed from where parked were recovered within the Federal Capital Territory and outside the Federal Capital Territory. Arrests were also recorded in respect of homicide, cultism, drug-related offenses, illegal possession of firearms, cyber-related fraud, and other violent crimes, with 120 suspects apprehended across these categories. Rescues. During the period under review, the command successfully rescued 24 victims of kidnapping, including women and children, from criminal hideouts and forest locations within and around the FCT. Victims of one-chance robbery and other violent crimes were also rescued following prompt police interventions. Cases charged to court and convictions. In line with the command's commitment to due process and effective justice delivery, 96 suspects were charged to court during the period under review. Of these, 60 convictions were secured, while other cases remain at various stages of prosecution. The cases charged include kidnapping, armed robbery, homicide, fraud-related offenses, cultism, burglary, and other serious crimes. Meanwhile, disciplinary cases involving police personnel were also addressed through appropriate internal mechanisms in accordance with extant regulations. The recoveries, I need to itemize them for you. Significant recoveries were recorded during the period under review, and they include 21 AK-47 rifles, 10 shotguns, 1 K2 rifle, 37 locally made pistols, 31 locally fabricated firearms, 4 magazines, 13 knives, 7 cutlasses, 2 long scaffold rods, 7 phones, 86 bags of dried leaves suspected to be cannabis sativa, aka Indian hemp, 4 digital scales, 106 cut to size cables. In fact, just this morning, we recovered 96 of these cables in a tinted vehicle that they saw parked somewhere and went to search the vehicle. Lo and behold, the driver took off. He lost control, fell into a gutter, and search was conducted. 96 were recovered in a tinted vehicle. Tinted vehicle. I keep echoing this so that we will know that those such vehicles are used to perpetrate crimes and criminality. Handsaw and iron bar, 3 ATM cards, 2 ID cards, large quantity of illicit drugs and substances, 193 rounds of live ammunition of various caliber, 14 vehicles linked to car theft, armed robbery, kidnapping, and one chance. $12 counterfeit stamps, counterfeit boarding tickets, and cash recoveries were also made from various criminal operations within the period under review, amounting to 15,450,000 naira only, including proceeds of kidnapping, armed robbery, fraud, and other crimes. Other exhibits recovered include communication devices, motorcycles, dangerous weapons, illicit drugs, and other items linked to criminal activities. Neutralization of criminal elements. During several high-risk operations, which may not be well detailed here because some of them are carried out quietly, particularly anti-kidnapping operations and response to robbery operations. 9 armed robbery suspects were neutralized following gun duels with the police operatives while attempting to evade arrest or take away hostages. Police officers who paid the supreme price. I think it is important to mention this here. It is with deep respect, with deep sense of loss that I want to announce that we recorded 6 police officers that paid the supreme price in line of their duty during the period under review. Their sacrifices remain a solemn reminder of the commitment of the Nigerian Police Force to the protection of lives and property. May their souls rest in peace. Moving forward, building on the operational gains recorded since my assumption of duty, FCT Police Command will continue to intensify on community policing engagements, deepen intelligence-led policing strategies, sustain targeted clearance operations, strengthen interagency collaboration, and expand public enlightenment initiatives to address evolving security challenges within the FCT. Appreciation. FCT Police Command sincerely appreciates the Inspector General of Police, IGP Olukayode Adeolu Egbetokun, Honorable Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, for his continuous support, residents of the Federal Capital Territory, sister security agencies, wonderful men of the media, men and women of the media, members of Police Community Relations Committee, civil society organizations, vigilante groups, and community policing stakeholders for their support and cooperation during this period. Thank you very much, and God bless. Please, before you go, it is important we continue to circulate our emergency numbers that we release to you, including that of the complaint response